made.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I thought the same thing you did, Kathy.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you
I
clarified
think it's
that.
number 3, Lisa. That's what I'm guessing.
I want all
that
three
one
of
was
them.
actually
Either way,
made.
I
Yeah,
want to buy all three of them.
all three should be available. I think we agree on that. But
I know.
which one was
I think
actually?
the one that was actually made was number 2.
And that
All
one
right.
is?
So what's your? So you guys got to come up with one
We have to
guess.
come up with one.
Teamwork here, too.
Teamwork.
I'll go with 2 because that would be a great invention. I would welcome that in my home.
Okay. Well, and which one was that? So that was the workout
that was
chair.
The Hawaiian workout.
All right.
chair.
Well, let's see if you guys have won a prize. Sean is going to play a clip from that we found online about this product.
All right, here
Let's
we
see.
go.
I think you're going to be able to hear it.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing.
That feels great on my abs.
I can really feel this working.
Hawaiian chair while answering phones, using the computer, balancing books, or filing paperwork.
You can hardly call this work. With the Hawaii chair, it takes the work out of your workday.
If you can sit, you can get fit. The Hawaii chair.
So there you go. If you can sit, you can get fit. The Hawaii chair, available online or through. And someone had to make it, right? So there you go. You can help maybe get into manufacturing and make your own Hawaii chair.
You know why I thought it was that one? Because, as some of you know, I have horses and that kind of thing, and I have actually seen, like, little machines that simulate horseback riding without a horse that you can use in your office.
Would that be like a
it's
mechanical
gotta be that
bull?
workout
Yeah,
chair.
down at Gillies.
Are you
too.
saying, down at
Down at Gillies.
yeah, the Salty Dog here in Worcester has a mechanical bull. Is that what
They
you're,
do.
Lisa? You're
Well, I've
That's
seen
subject
those
for another
before, too.
show.
yes, that'll be for the next agricultural showcase show. Well, I want to thank you both for coming on and talking about Manufacturing Day. This is we've had a great interview with Lisa Oden from the Mass MEP and Kathy Wrench from Quinsigamond Community College. So thanks again for being on the show.
Thanks,
Have a
Jeff.
good one. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so we're gonna transition now back into to other matters, and boy, it's great to talk to them. I know that's a unique linkage that they both have too. So people going through the Mass MEP training program can actually start to earn credits for an associate's degree at Quinsigamond Community College. Great opportunity for people to get that, and certainly people can get more information about that by contacting us at the Workforce Board, Central Mass Workforce Investment Board. Sean, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm thinking maybe next show we can highlight how to get a product patent so we can get the hot dog hoodie and the
That's right.
the windshield wipers going.
The hot dog hoodie. You know what? I should have consulted you for the actual naming of the product. So I did want to go over a couple of things here before we get into our next segment. We have a segment on mail time here coming up.
Yeah,
right?
we got a mail segment. Yeah.
Bob, how are we doing on time on your end?
Oh, we have about 19 minutes left.
Okay, so are we ready? Why don't we go ahead and go into to our mail segment
Okay.
and do that. I think I actually have the theme here in my handy dandy device here. Let's see. We actually have a theme song now.
That sounds familiar to me.
Well, maybe you've been watching a bit of children's television.
Maybe.
I think it's an appropriate segment intro. It's kind of kind of in the business speak. Segment intro is what we call it.
Gotcha.
It helps introduce the segment.
We've got a letter from Marty from Milford. Going with the alliteration
I like
there,
that.
I guess. Yeah.
I'm gonna guess that's not his real name.
Fake. Well, some people get.
I mean,
fake
some
names,
people
like
they
last
don't want to.
month.
You don't want to have their name. If,
Yeah.
Some of the writers, some of the authors of these emails.
So this could be fictitious Marty from Milford.
But that's
So
okay.
Marty writes, I have a couple of interviews coming up that I feel confident about, but I was wondering if you have some advice for interview follow-up. So I'm guessing he's talking about what to do after an interview.
Sure.
So I
Sure.
talked to some of the folks upstairs. Again, they've got great help at Workforce Central Career Centers, all three. There's one in Worcester, Milford, and Southbridge. And they have job developers there who can give you this kind of advice. But to answer Marty's question, during an interview, during your interview, you always want to ask about the next steps. So they'll kind of outline what they want to do for the next steps. We'll contact you in a week or so. We'll send a follow-up
Should be hearing from
email.
us.
Yeah, exactly. So you want to define what's going to happen next. What are the next steps? Another good practice to do, kind of go the extra mile, is to ask whoever you're interviewing with if you can have a business card. So that way you can get their address or email, and what you can do is follow up with a thank you note. A handwritten thank you note kind of goes a long way. It's also an opportunity for you, if there was something that threw you for a loop in the interview and you didn't have an answer for that question, you could answer that question in the interview. Like, I remember you asked me this. I didn't really have an answer, but here's, or you could also.
Or hey, as a follow up, I just wanted to mention.
Exactly.
I did have an opportunity to think about, think it through, and I do have, some experience working with this. I think would be appropriate for this type of situation or whatever. Sure. So it's an opportunity to kind of resell yourself.
Exactly.
And maybe fill in any gaps that presented
gaps.
themselves in the interview.
Again, highlight yourself. This is why I'd be good for this fit. This was a nice interview. Just really kind of give it that personal touch, and I think that goes a long way and can separate you from some of the other job seekers. So, Mario, there's some tips for you for after those interviews. Good luck. We wish you the best.
Yes, and I know in today's day and age, there's certainly any little bit that can help sell you that much more to a potential employer is that edge. That might be the difference between getting a call saying you've been accepted for the job or in a job offer or not. So.
And it's also important to define those next steps, so you're not being an annoyance to the employer by calling them when they're thinking about getting back to you.
And that's always it's good to know that, to have it kind of that.
Yeah, you don't want to be
there.
annoying, and you don't want to hurt your chances of landing that job.
Well, I know that you're a communications person at the Workforce Board, and there's a lot that has changed in that world, including the rise of social media and the rise of online profiles and whatnot. And one of the biggest sites is really LinkedIn.
Yeah,
is a very big site that a lot of people use to get the word out about who they are and what they're doing. And so for job seekers especially,
big networking site.
It's a great networking
tool. So you
tool.
could see, okay, I'm friends with Jeff, and he works at the Central Mass Workforce Investment Board, and Jeff may have a contact at Mass MEP.
I have four friends on LinkedIn. I'm pretty proud that I've got. I added a fourth. No, I know what you're saying. It is an opportunity to kind of see whose friends. Who's contacts you have that might have connections that can help you, moving forward. I did want to also, mention it's an opportunity though for you to communicate to potential employers and to others who you are, and so in today's parlance, if you will, it's called personal branding.
Yes. Okay.
Which someone had told me. If someone told me, oh, you need to get a personal brand, I'd be like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it sounds like a college thing.
Turgeon Co.
No, I'm thinking like, sounds like a college thing. I don't want to get burned. Get heat up.
I see where you're going with
that.
Yeah.
I've got a friend that got, as part of a fraternity thing, they'd brand each other. Oof. But that's a totally different.
Different road.
You need a personal brand. Yeah. Lay on it. So the sizzle, the sizzle. You know what I'm talking about? He said the worst part was the smell of the burning flesh. But this is a totally different different type of branding.
They don't
personal
do branding at the Career Center.
We do
just
not.
To be clear.
Just to be clear, you cannot get branded at the Career Center, but we can help you develop a good personal brand. And so. A few tips or a few things that go a long way, including with LinkedIn, is there's several opportunities on LinkedIn to align your message and really kind of make sure that you're putting forth more or less a unified story about yourself. So you might have had several different work experiences. You might be involved with several different organizations and several different roles.
Okay.
But underlying all of them might be a passion for team building, a passion for bringing people together to move forward organizational, a passion for working with new business development, or a passion for sales, or that skill that you're passionate about. And so you want to make sure that kind of weaves its way through the various your work history. Also in the summary section, that's another opportunity to kind of highlight that is a skill and a passion that you bring, to whatever you're working on. And so it's an opportunity again. And, some other, tips might be to, have a professional looking photo on there.
So you don't want to have your shirt off in the...
Right. I know when you had first joined LinkedIn, you weren't too familiar with it. And, there you are,
Yep.
I don't know if you're on the French Riviera or whatever, but you're sitting there on the beach and you're, no shirt on and you're holding a beverage in your hand. That's probably not your, well, I guess that could be your personal brand.
My personal brand was I like to party.
That's right. If you're,
which wasn't working for.
It depends on the field you're going into, right?
That's
so
right.
Certainly if you're trying to get into the party industry, that might be the way to go.
Right.
But for a normal business, you really want to get something, and it might be worth, one way, if you don't want to hire or go to, professional photographer, you might have a friend who's got, a really good camera and good, skills, and then make sure, you crop it, you have a decent background, something probably a little bit blander is better for the background. But, I have seen some pretty bad examples out there of LinkedIn profile pictures.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can relate,
Yeah, and actually I'm struggling finding one for myself. Mine doesn't have a picture right now, and I really need to add something.
You should add a picture.
Yeah, I know. That's what all the job developers upstairs say, is that for a profile like that, you really need to have a picture. You need to have a face on there.
And I know that
right now I'm the silhouette, which isn't working for me. So
yeah, and you just lump it in with everybody, all those other silhouettes that are out there.
This is helpful.
You can't even customize the silhouette. They should, if you could
take the hair off or something.
Put the grill hoodie picture on there.
Hot dog hoodie.
The hot dog hoodie. So you want to do that. You want to, again, have a unified message, and every section is an opportunity to really work through that message about what you are and what you're passionate about. Also, I've seen some people come up with their own kind of like tagline, and they get a bit creative with that, so they'll be like, they'll say like, like an example might be they'd say like dedicated, organizational change agent, or
cool.
Dynamic. You try to make, sell yourself kind of in a really short, pithy kind of way.
That's a good place to start, because then you can kind of define, okay, what am I really passionate about, or what am I really
crystallize
trying to sell
that
about myself?
Yeah, exactly.
I have a question.
So,
for those that have the silhouette, they probably have pictures on Facebook. Should they use their pictures from Facebook?
well, again, I think if it's a professional looking picture, if it goes to that brand. So if you're branding yourself as the hardiest partier going, no, and certainly we're joking about that, but for like a DJ,
yep,
right, it might be wholly appropriate to have a little bit more fun type of picture. If you're if you're involved with the an event planner like that's used towards like planning like younger events, you might want to have something that kind of indicates something like that. So again, it really just does depend on the picture that you have available to you, whether it's on Facebook or just something that you took at a family barbecue or whatever. But I have seen some people just use some photos, and I'm thinking, that
gives a wrong message, or it gives a different brand.
Yeah, or even just looks unprofessional. You know what I mean? If you've got like this picture that you can't really maybe make out, or it's like it's grainy old, like it's like taken from 300 yards away. It just seems that there's some room there for improvement for some people. So, and the other advice is go ahead and create a draft of it, and have a few friends that you think have a good eye for this type of thing. Check it out and see what they think.
Always good to have another set of eyes. There's things that you would overlook, or you don't realize that you're putting yourself out there that way, and somebody else can say, hey, this
goes without saying to spell check it.
Absolutely.
And certainly if folks check out my LinkedIn profile, it's not the perfect example. I haven't quite branded myself yet, but I'm meaning to get to it. So, and one way that you can help kind of find that message that you want to send about is talk to others about what do you see as strengths.
Oh, how do I come across? Or?
Yeah, what do you? Well, that's a loaded question. That's a loaded question for me to ask, but no, but find out like what are the strengths that you think and get a sense from people what they see as your core strengths, and then develop that core message that you're gonna be promoting, and then utilize that on your LinkedIn profile and elsewhere.
I got a really smooth segue here. Speaking of LinkedIn, the Career Center offers a lot of workshops on LinkedIn, and
helps you to get LinkedIn as a job seeker.
So I'd like to highlight a couple of workshops that the Career Center has coming up for October.
That'd be great.
One of them is Intro to LinkedIn, and that's on Thursday, October 24th, 1:30 to 3:30. And that's with Bob DiPietro and Cheryl Kelly.
Is that up at the Worcester Career Center?
Yeah, these are all for the Worcester Career Center. I have the calendar for the Worcester Career Center.
And certainly people can go online and check out the calendars for the Southbridge and Milford or other career centers throughout the state. But we're pretty proud of the 3 that we have here in Central Mass. But yeah, please go on. What's some of the other workshops that are happening that folks might be interested in October?
A good start is every Tuesday. There's resume writing 1 and 2, so people can kind of get the basics of resume writing, come up with a draft, and then finalize it with resume writing.
And it should be noted, while the resume itself may be in some ways being phased out by the online profiles or whatever, a lot of the information that would be on a resume is something you'd want to create and then utilize in different platforms like LinkedIn or whatever. So it's stuff you could kind of cut and paste.
And that's what these workshops help, is to help you pull out the information and turn it into something that's work history.
Great.
Another one I thought was important to note was career pathways in manufacturing, because we're talking about Manufacturing Day coming up on the 4th, and on the 2nd, there's that career pathways in manufacturing.
It should be mentioned, too, that we do have some opportunities for funding to be available for training in in-demand fields, including manufacturing. So, and there's a couple different programs out there that folks could tap into for training resources. So that would be one way of getting some information about that. It would be to attend that, especially if you're interested in perhaps a manufacturing career.
Yep, and all these workshops I've mentioned are free of charge. You just have to be a Workforce Central member. So you go to Workforce Central, you go through a seminar which talks about all the different
orientation,
services.
basically.
Yeah, an orientation, and then they
and
sign
that's
you up.
And that's no cost.
No
so
cost
no
there
cost to become
either.
a member, and then once you're a member, you get you get these benefits.
Yep.
At no cost. So that's great. Well, I should also mention as we're kind of winding down another hour, another month.
They go quick, don't they?
Don't they?
Yeah.
So one big change that's happening at the Career Centers is our director of the Career Centers, Don Anderson, is retiring at the end of this month. 30 years.
30 years.
Service. And you very young.
Yeah.
Energetic leader.
Surprising 30,
yeah. And so he is retiring, so we want to congratulate him and wish him the best of luck moving forward. He's had some pretty major accomplishments, and he's going to stay on after retirement with us at the Career Center. He's going to be staying on with some projects he's been doing with the state.
Oh, so stay connected with us.
Still staying connected. He is a recognized leader in the Career Center network and in workforce development in general. And has certainly been a huge help for me in the work we do at the board. And when I first came on,